Hey guys, we are here today at Christ for Asia International. It's an orphanage in Cebu, and I came out on a service day where they're doing a medical outreach for the area here. This is a phenomenal orphanage. I've got Manuel here. He goes by Mano. He's the director of the orphanage, and I'm just going to let him share a little bit about the history of the orphanage, and we're going to go in and take a look at what these guys are doing. Mano, take it.
Hello everyone, my name is Mano. I'm from Germany originally. I'm living here for the past 7 years now. Christ for Asia has been around for 32 years already. It was founded by a German couple but turned over into a Filipino leadership team in 2007. And the ministry is all about reaching out to the poorest of the poor of Cebu City. Starting with the feeding outreach, reaching out to the children in the streets of Cebu. Later on, we added a shelter for children that have been rescued from the streets, those children that have no more parents, parents that died, or even parents that are in prison, children that were left behind in the streets that we rescue, and we shelter here in Christ for Asia. So we have around in total around 100 children that stay with us 24/7. They live here with us until we find a better place for them to reintegrate the children. Yeah, and we have our own school, grade 1 to 10 for these children, and today we have an outreach for children that are still in the streets. We do a medical outreach, dental treatment, full medical checkup. We have around 20 doctors that are volunteering today, pediatricians, dentists. Yeah, and we do full medical checkups. First, the children get complete new clothes, they get a shower, and then they go through all the stations, checking the eyes with the opto department, dental treatment, pediatricians, and also laboratory. So we'll show you around. Come with us. We'll show you the different stations.
Before we do that, just one more thing I'd like you to talk about, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
These guys took it another step. They went another step, took it another level, and started a school. So everything right here can be, these kids are raised from just tiny children. One of the kids is 6 years old that I came in. I saw he was malnourished when they brought him in, completely naked, about the size of a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And he came right up and gave me the biggest hug. It was amazing. But can you tell me a little bit about the school and what the goals are from if the child is not reintegrated with their family? How do you guys serve them?
Yeah. So our highest goal is always to reintegrate the child with the family or relatives of the child, because the family is always the best place for a child to grow up. For those children that there are no possibilities for reintegration, they basically grow up in our shelter from the age of 4 or 5 years old all the way until they finish college. We want to give them the best opportunities possible for having a successful independent life. So some children stay with us for 10, 15 years until they graduate from college. So we have our own school, grade 1 to 10, because these kids, when they come to us, they normally don't even know how to read and write. We sometimes have children in the age of 13 and they don't know how to read and write. So what we try with our own school is to really keep every class below 10 students, maximum of 10 students every grade level, so that the teacher can really focus on every student. And then after they graduate from grade 10, they can go on for senior high, and later on even we give full scholarships for universities. Right now we have around 25 university students at the moment. They live in small apartments where they help them to become independent. We give them the allowance every week, but they need to learn how to budget, how to marketing, how to deal with their own finances as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's go take a look at what we're doing here.
Yeah, so this area we can't really go there because kids are taking a shower.
Gotcha.
But so when the kids arrive here, they get a shower, they get complete set of new clothes and hygiene products, toothbrush, and all of that that they can bring home before they go through the different. So here's the registration area. All the children that we pick up from the streets, they go through a registration process of getting their height, their weight, and also their personal information, which we have already in our database. These are the children that we reach every week with our feeding program. The mothers and guardians get their blood pressure as well. And after that, they will be accompanied of one of our staff, which we call the buddy. So every family has one buddy, which is one of our staff, to accompany them to the different areas. So this is the organization called Glory Reborn. Maybe
Hi guys.
you can give us, in 1 or 2 sentences, what is Glory Reborn all about?
Hello.
Hi.
We are from Glory Reborn. We are a birthing clinic, a Christian organization
Awesome.
who caters for mothers who are really in need.
Awesome. Great job. And you guys are located here in Cebu as well?
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful job.
Here's the logo, and maybe you can get that as well.
Thank you for serving.
Thank you.
Taking a video about the medical mission today. And the next station would be the consultation of our doctor.
Hi. Hi guys.
Mama daw, lumitaw siya.
Hello. Hi guys. Hi. How are you? You guys are so awesome.
Yeah, so here we have our pediatricians. So these are all doctors that are volunteering today.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, pediatricians here from Cebu City.
Great job.
Yeah, and they also give prescriptions of whatever medication is needed,
Gotcha.
which we will then release in our pharmacy. We have a
Great job. Oh, you have a pharmacy here as well? Or a local pharmacy?
We have our own nursing station,
Okay.
but for this medical mission, we got donations from different pharmaceutical companies for medication and vitamins that we will give out for free. Yeah, then we have dental treatment. We have a total of 6 dentists that are volunteering today. And also we're partnering with Southwestern University. So we have 12 dentistry students that are volunteering today together with our teacher. This is our dental outreach for the dental industry. So we have dentists that really volunteer their time for free for dental treatment.
Hi, how are you?
We have quite a few, 6 dentists, and then we have the students of the Southwestern University from the dentistry department together with their clinical teachers. They do cleaning, they do teaching on how to brush with the teeth, and they also do treatment like tooth extraction. So all the children and mothers and patients, they all get their free lunch here.
Wow.
So we have around 280 beneficiaries today for this medical and dental. So this is we have 2 stations here. One station is for the blood typing, because most of the children and parents, they don't even know what blood type they are. So we have a little laboratory here for the blood typing. Hello, good morning. And again, these are all medical professionals that volunteer their time. Also here, the opto department, yes. For free checkup on the eyes, we have free frames.
Share that story and that process and how you find the children to come
Yeah.
and live here?
Yeah. So we do weekly outreaches, feeding programs that we do in the communities. Now, this is not just about the meal that we give. We give around 500 meals every week to different children, and every day we will be on the same area so that the community knows on Thursday the team of Christ for Asia comes again. And we've been doing that, or Christ for Asia has been doing that for over 32 years already.
Wow.
Every week the same areas. We are in Carbon Market, in Pasir Fish Market, in the public cemeteries like Calamba. And so for our team, bringing a meal is just one of the things, but what we try to do is we have a team of 6 full-time staff that go there every week. And the main goal that we have a kids program, we do dances, we do Bible stories. But what we want to bring is really the love of God and the care. Just someone taking time for these children to sit down, to share a story, to listen to the kids, and spend time for a couple of hours, week after week after week, for years. That's something that's very new for these kids.
Wow.
It's something that they don't know in that way. Most of the children, they need to work to help the family to survive. They're selling bracelets, they're selling towels in the streets,
Yep.
just to support the family to survive. Collect garbage, sell the garbage, so that someone takes time for them just to sit down, to play, to listen. It's something very special for these kids, and that way we really build a relationship. We build a relationship of trust, and that's why these families come when we call them for a seminar, when we call them for a medical mission. They're happy to join because we build that relationship of trust already over years. Yeah,
That's
even
awesome.
for them, sometimes they tell us that there's a child that loves their parents, and so in that way we get to know these stories so that we're able to rescue these kids from the streets. Yeah, it's just a blessing, just a privilege. Also to see these
It's an
children grow
amazing
up,
ministry.
see these children grow up, graduate from school, and not just go on with their lives, but become part of the ministry. We have teachers that grew up here and graduated from our school, went to college for education, and are now working as teachers. We have social workers that grew up here. We have graduates from engineering. Yeah, some are already abroad in different nations. So it's really a privilege to see that God transforms their lives using different ministries like Christ for Asia.
We're going to put your link for donations on the site. So, guys, if you want to donate to this ministry, this is going to be a phenomenal partnership for you to become a part of.
The children that live in our shelter are actually the volunteers today. So they help here in the food station, in the water station. They help assisting our kids for the outreach. So yeah, even our children are volunteering today. So they are already done with the medical outreach. They're ready now to brought home to the areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, how are you? More amazing volunteers right here. Hi.
Hello, barangay.
So this is our shelter for the children. So as I said, we have around 60 children that are housed in these shelters. Children that were rescued from the streets. Again, some live here for a couple of months, a couple of years, until we found a place for them to stay within their own family or relatives. For others, they will stay here until grade 10, when they were then transferred to our living dormitories within the city once they reach grade 11 or go to college. But yeah, in all of these homes, they live as a family. So we have staff that also live within the shelter. We call them the house parents. Even with their own children, they live there and every family has around 15 children from us. So these 2 homes are for the girls, and this building over here is for the boys. So we also take sibling brothers and sisters sometimes, so that boys and girls do not need to be separated in different organizations.
And can you show us the new building you guys just acquired and tell the story on that? This is a this is a building that sat right next to their property, and now they were able to purchase it. It was actually, it looks like it was built on the property, but it was not. It was attached to the property.
Yeah, there was a big wall in between. It's an old factory actually that we were able to purchase during the pandemic. And so every last Saturday of the month we have a service for 400 to 500 children from the streets, and those events in larger groups will be happening here in this area. We still need to we build one more wall on this side and the flooring, but this can also be used as a multi-purpose hall as well. So we're planning to put in a basketball court. You can see the volleyball field already. The kids already started to design it. Yeah, so we will be able to have events with up to 1,000 kids in here. We had already before, as we were on soft opening with this building, we had already events with 800 to 900 children here in this multi-purpose hall. So we're almost done with the renovation of everything, and then we can fill this place with life. Yeah, we're really glad that we were able to purchase this property.
This is really incredible, Mano.
Yeah.
And guys, you could see that there's a lot of work to be done here, and that work costs money. There's no two ways around that, guys. So if you find it in your heart that you'd like to participate and partner with this ministry, again, we're going to have a link at the bottom, and we're just so honored and thankful that we met Mana and have just been able to come out here and see the property. I felt, very strong that we needed to film this. And look at this little guy. How you doing?
Lilo! Say hi,
Hey, Lilo! Hey, Lilo! What did he say? Mano and I were talking, and I just, asked a legitimate question. How are the volunteers vetted? We all know that there are people out there that would like to prey upon children, and so he began to share that vetting process. I'd like him to just go ahead and share that with his own words and how that goes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we are a ministry with 60 full-time staff. We do have a lot of different departments and ministries, but we could do the same work with much less full-time staff. That way we could save a lot more money and use more volunteers. But because we work with children that were rescued, with children that grew up in broken relationships and broken families, we really want to be this place of the safe place for them. So that's why we decided to work more with full-time staff, and most of our staff have been with us for 10, 15, 20. We even have staff that have been with us for 28 years, and that builds on this relationship with the children. We do work with volunteers, but we build more on full-time staff that
so
work
good.
directly with the children. That's just to protect the children and not to bring in too many people and out, so volunteers are not able to go inside the homes. That's only from outside in the areas. Some donors don't understand why we have so many staff, but that's the reason for it. Because with volunteers, bringing in volunteers, even if the volunteers have good intentions, it still is a lot of shifting of people, people around of the children, and we want to have these key persons, the closest people to the children. We want them to be the full-time staff.
And can you explain the vetting process even for the full-time staff and the volunteers, and how you do that?
So we have volunteers from Germany that come for 12 months. For volunteers for Germany, we go through an entire screening and vetting process in Germany. That's part of our German office. So we get the national and the international police clearances, the advanced police clearance in Germany. We get character references. So the whole vetting process is done in our German office. and is then being transferred to our office here. For our local volunteers and staff, the vetting process is done here, as well as the police clearance, NBI clearance, and all of these clearances. We get it here before they can even come in contact with the children. That's what we do here locally. And again, we work with a lot of full-time staff. So we have a full-time HR department that does nothing else than the hiring and, of course, the management of all of our employees. Yeah. So we try to, that's why our shelter is called Project Nehemiah, from Nehemiah, from the Bible. These children grew up in families. The family is supposed to be the wall of protection for every child. The father and the mother are supposed to be the wall of protection for their child. For the children in the streets, that's not the case. The families are broken. There is no more wall of protection. That's why these children are abused. The children are used to run drugs from one point to another. They call runners for the drug lords. And so here we want to rebuild this wall of protection. That's why, like Nehemiah rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem, that's why we are called Project Nehemiah here within Christ for Asia. That's our shelter here, just to rebuild this wall of protection. And that includes the vetting process of the volunteers, not letting in too many volunteers to our children, but working more with full-time staff that are around our children 24/7. Yeah.
Thank you.